obviously is still phishing and ransomware are really high on the agenda, and protecting from an SME perspective, protecting your data is as equally as important as a large enterprise. So the affordability of that then is obviously a challenge for SMEs, but with the right solutions in place they can afford to do this and still compete. Vulnerabilities, system software, doing your updates every Tuesday or Wednesday is really important, because these are vulnerabilities that are then patched, and if you don't do those patches then you have an exposure where malicious actors will get into your systems and your data and expose you. Well, for those type of companies, what I would suggest is that they actually just do an audit of where they are at the moment against best practice and identify any potential exposures that they may have. And given the budget and everything else, they can put in place measures that will protect them over time. Look for obviously the low-hanging fruit. That's easy to implement, but it is about having a good view of your posture and how you compare to industry. Well, if I put it another way, could you afford to be down for 5 to 10 days? So even think about it in those terms and your brand and reputation. So the return on investment by having good security practices is immeasurable. So it's how long you want to stay in business for. And I'm not trying to scaremonger, but it is so serious that businesses have gone out of business because they have not had good security posture. Well, they're up to everything. So if they want to come after you, they'll come after you. But they will go for the easy targets first. So SMEs will be on that list of companies, and they're a very important part of the overall national supply chain, because they feed into bigger businesses that could then be hacked as a result of what an SME might have or not have in their security posture. So hackers will target those easy targets first. Hit a mailing list that they probably would have got from a compromised data in another breach that happened. It's all available on the dark web. It's for sale. They can buy that information and then just blanket target organisations. CI4 is a new, if you like, framework standard to get you to ISO 27000, but it's more affordable and it's more practical. It's very comparable to Cyber Essentials in the UK, but it's a standard that's going to be recognised here by the insurance industry, because we brought them on board as part of a Cyber Ireland SME committee that I'm involved in. So this new standard will hopefully be adopted nationwide and be endorsed by the NCSC. That's in process at the moment, so we're hoping that will be then a national standard that SMEs can sign up to. But it's like any company who takes security seriously. So if I'm trusting a company with my data, I want to ensure that they have that protected. So from an SME perspective, giving that level of trust out there, and by having this standard in place and certified to that standard, then you will be able to demonstrate to your clients and to regulators and compliance that you do actually take security seriously.